Hi everyone, it's Rachel from Sweet and Simple Home. Thank you so much for coming by my channel today. Today it's after work and I've got my apron on, got my hair up, but the house is quiet. My husband took the boys out for an event and it's just me and my daughter at home. So I thought, hey, I should grab my camera and film while the house is quiet. But I would like to give you a bookshelf tour. Bookshelf tours are some of my favorite videos to watch here on YouTube, so I thought, why not share with you some of the treasures that I found, many of them for like pennies on the dollar. Grab a cup of tea, coffee, whatever you prefer, sit down, cozy up, and let's look at my bookshelf together. All right, so at the top, I have some decor. I feel like this is a great place to add some of the things that are quite tall that I own. So I have a set of 3 battery lit candles. And then behind that, this really fun tulip cross stitch that I got at an estate sale for $1. And then the little stack of books are my grandma's little photo albums that she carried around with her during her lifetime. That vase is really cool because it has this neat jute grid pattern on it. And then in the corner, I have this really fun it's actually a vintage trash can, believe it or not, and I bought this at the Farm Chicks show. I love the colors, and I've had it in my home for almost a decade, so I'd say it was worth it. This top shelf here has our C.S. Lewis collection. Now this isn't all of it. This is some of it. We have more. We're big C.S. Lewis fans in this house, so we have some of his theology books, some of the books that other people have written about him and about his books, like Deeper Heaven by Christian Hale, which is a guide to the Ransom trilogy. I got this one at a library sale. I think I paid $1 or $2 for it. Becoming C.S. Lewis, a biography of young Jack Lewis. We have some vintage copies that were gifted to my husband because people knows how much he loves C.S. Lewis, and so sometimes they're gifted to him, like this one was, and this set. This set I found at Goodwill for like $4 or $5. This set was a Costco find. It has a lot of his theology. And the hardback set was one I've had since college. That ginormous one, I think I found at a yard sale. It has all of the Chronicles of Narnia together. And then this is the trilogy, the Space Trilogy. It's lesser known, but it's an excellent set of literature. It's 3 books. Really thought-provoking, so highly recommend those. This next shelf down has a lot of beautiful vintage books. Some of these were given to me by my friend who we call the Book Fairy. Very sweet, kind lady who sends us books. We've got Poor Richard's Almanac. We've got George Eliot right here, Silas Mariner. I have one Dickens book here that was tucked in there. This again was a library sale item. I think I paid $0.25 or 50 cents for it. To Kill a Mockingbird, and this is the copy that I've had since college, and I love that. Prince and the Pauper, My Brother Sam is Dead. This is such a great book. It's a little sad, but really important. We have St. Athanasius. We've got St. Benedict. We've got all kinds of stuff, and I know it might not make sense as far as like what's together, but it was more by size because this shelf is shorter, so I had to put shorter books here. I have some Louisa May Alcott, The Secret Garden. I love the illustration on the front of this one because it's Tasha Tudor. Tasha Tudor is my favorite children's illustrator. I just love her drawings. Okay, moving on, we've got Bronte. And we've got a couple of Shakespeare's plays here. I have some of our Jane Austen collection. Molly has a lot in her room. But Persuasion, hands down, my favorite Jane Austen book. I have Northanger Abbey and another copy of Persuasion. These ones I got at a yard sale, but they have the £1 price tag in the corner, which means somebody bought these while visiting the UK, which I just love. So this one, what's so fun about this copy is I went to this little sort of charity thrift store, and they were charging 10 cents for their books that day. So I got this gorgeous copy for 10 cents. Unreal, right? All right, in the corner here, I have some paperbacks of Anne of Green Gables. This top one looks like it's been chewed up, and that's because I let my son take it to school. They read it last year. That's what happened, but that's okay. In the corner here, I've got one kind of tucked here about composers, but this is my sort of biography section. I love biographies. I'd love to own some more, so this is definitely an area I want to grow in. So I have the composer biography. I have this gorgeous hardback copy of Anne Frank, Evidence Not Seen. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Talk about a book that changed my life. This one and this one, The Hiding Place. I loved these. Followed by The True Story of the Von Trapps. A Chance to Die, which was written by Elizabeth Elliot about Amy Carmichael. So that is a beautiful, beautiful book. So much to learn in this one. Shadow of the Almighty was written by Elizabeth Elliot about her husband who was martyred. And his story and writings are in there. And then these three I've just collected over time. I'd love to own more Elizabeth Elliot as well. There's actually a podcast, Elizabeth Elliot podcast, where they're reproducing a lot of her talks. So if you enjoy listening to really wise, wonderful teaching from women, cannot recommend her enough. This is my beauty moment here on the bookshelf. These are all vintage beauties. I believe, again, most of these came from my book fairy friend. So I'm going to pull this one off to show you the front. Here's the front of this one. And the side, look at how pretty that is. That's so pretty. There's a really sweet dedication in the front that I will read to you. It says, Merry Christmas, Flora, and may you ever retain a place in your memory for your Sabbath school teachers. Lucy B., I'm not sure what that name is, Dean. It looks like 1880 there. Our friendship has budded. May it bloom in heaven. That's so sweet. All right, so on this shelf, I have this really cute little dried hydrangea that my son picked for me. And then I have this really cute little sticker I found online. I think I got it either at Amazon or Etsy. I'm having a hard time remembering, but I got one for the library where I work as well. But there he is. He's sitting back there reading a book. These books were ones I picked up at a local bookstore back in Washington. And then these ones were ones I bought from a friend who was a reseller. She used to have a YouTube channel, but I just love those. Down here I have a lot of my classic hardbacks. The Times of Melville and Whitman. It's sort of like a book about them as writers. There's a couple, Charles Dickens. This one I've shown you guys before because it's by one of my favorite Instagram artists, Haley DeRoche. I've done a collab with her before years ago. She has so many cool things that she's made with books and bookish things. I love her stuff. This Anne of Green Gables copy my grandma gave us. We've got Aesop fables, more Aesop. This beautiful hardback of Little Women. Look how pretty that is. And then I have my little mystery section. I love mysteries so much. I've got some Sherlock Holmes, some Murder, She Wrote. I found those at a yard sale. And then that Chesterton Father Brown book I got at Goodwill for a couple dollars. The Thistles and Thieves, I actually bought at a bookstore while we were on vacation. And I read the whole thing on vacation. It was lovely. And then I have some Dorothy Sayers with Lord Peter Wimsey. And then the one in the corner is another Murder, She Wrote. It's just a bigger hardback. Tucked in behind here, I have Amazing Grace. It's a book about hymns and how they were written. This was one that was a library discard from the library that I work at. No one wanted it. There's so much good stuff in here. I gotta keep that. It's kind of old and tattered, but I'll still enjoy it. Then I have this one, The Story of a Bad Boy. Isn't that funny? It's such a funny title. I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Then I have the first of the series from the Penderwicks. I read this May and loved it. I was like, why haven't I read this sooner? So I really enjoyed that. Highly recommend that one. It kind of has the flavor of the Pevensies and Narnia mixed in with the Sisters of Little Women. It's so sweet. I love it. More beautiful antique books. The one on top there got hurt in our move, and I was so sad. But we're taking good care of it now. It's in respite. And then I have this awesome old box that my sister gave me. On the very, very bottom, I have a stack of classic piano music. We have some Beyer piano, but we have so much of it that I moved some down here. And then I have a few of my favorite decorating books from Inspiredram, Melissa Michaels. I just love her take on decorating. I have the Connoisseur Kids. And then there's a couple books on top there that were going to be discarded at work. And I decided to bring them home and probably use them for crafting. But they're just tucked right there at the top. They're just absolutely broken and falling apart. Instead of just tossing them away, I'm going to try to make like a wreath or some ornaments out of them. And then I have a few of the Wrinkle in Time. This is actually Molly's, but she ran out of room on her shelf, so I squeezed them in here. And then I have some antique children's books here that I'll pull out and show you. So we have this really beautiful copy of A Midsummer's Night Dream. These belonged to my husband's grandmother. These two were also my husband's grandmother's. The Nutcracker Suite by Walt Disney. And then this Robert Louis Stevenson, A Child's Garden in Verses. I mean, can you get any more precious than this? It's so sweet. Okay, then I have a very old, very worn out Mother Goose. Again, this was my husband's grandmother's, and it was so broken and falling apart that I actually started taking out the artwork. You guys may have remembered in past videos I've framed these or put them on clipboards or something so that they could be seen. But they're just so gorgeous. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing my bookshelf and all my treasures within it. We have several bookshelves in our home, but this one just happens to be one of my favorites because it holds so many of the classics that we love. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite book is in the comments down below. You guys take care, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye!